Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and today is going to mark the launch of a July challenge that I have set for myself. Now I know my challenges have literally never gone well. I think I've made several down the years. I think I've had one or two that have had success very quickly and taken way less time than I wanted them to, and the rest bankroll challenges, fucking whatever, they've all gone shit. So some of you will only be thinking, "Oh God, what's he doing now?" This, that, and the other. But this one comes from something a little more well-meaning. For it's going to be mostly of interest to Sky players, and we were chatting in the Sky Discord server last week sometime, and TK, who runs the Sky forum, is Sky Poker Stalwart, was discussing saying he would like to get some more traction to the Sky Poker forum. And a few people have had put some thought into this as to how they're going to do it and how they're going to help out. So I thought I would do this. It's not going to affect the rest of my grind, I don't think. I imagine it's titled My Challenge. Hello, everybody. Reggie Time here because Waller, Parr, and PBKR in particular enjoy doing some really fucking terrible impressions of me. Because I always start my videos with "Hello, everybody, Reggie Time here." They've got the worst impressions ever. They are all fucking shit at impressions. It's a good job they're not bad at poker, because if the poker was anything like as bad as their impressions, they'd be drawing dead. So anyway, this is the challenge. You can obviously pause it and read it yourself. But ultimately, I'm going to compete in the Masters Micro League for the month of July on the Sky Poker Forum. It's essentially just a bunch of like microstakes poker tournaments ranging from 50 pence buy-ins to £5.50 buy-ins, where your best 5 results over the week are taken, put into a league table, and the winners, and I think the top 3 get some prizes, something like that. So I'm going to be doing that. I've committed in July to playing at least 21 of the 31 days and at least 4 qualifying tournaments a day. Naturally, most people don't think I'm going to be able to do it. And we've got some side action on it, not for my own personal gain. I'm basically saying that if people want to bet against me, they can do that. And any money I win by completing this challenge, I'm going to donate to Age UK, because TK is an old fucker and he might need them one day. So if he's helping us out with the forum, I'm going to help Age UK out, so then TK can get his meals on wheels when he's finally too old to do his own fucking cooking. So that's what we're doing that with. At the minute, I think there's been maybe 7 or 8 people bet against me, so that's £80 we're going to raise by doing this. Hopefully some more will come in today after seeing this video. So what's going to happen is if I complete the challenge, then all the tenders that I raise will be sent to me. I'll pass them on to the charity. If I fail to complete the challenge, then of all the tenders pledged, if there's 12 people end up betting against me and I fail, I will then donate £120 from my own pocket to Age UK. If I complete the challenge, therefore I don't lose the bet and I don't have to make any donations to Age UK personally, I have pledged to donate, I think it's 10% of my monthly profits from cash, tournaments, whatever, on Sky to the charity. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to raise, at least £150 for them. Maybe more, who knows? The more people get involved, the better. So yeah, I'm not betting with people as such because I don't want to take bets from random strangers. But as it's going to be going to chat, because I could get free roll, for example, you could come along, I don't know you, you could say I want to bet against me. I know for a fact I would pay you if I won, but if I lost, would I necessarily get paid by you? Who knows? But if it's going to charity, I don't really care. If 200 people come along and say, sorry, if 20 people come along and want to bet against me, and then some of them don't intend to pay if I win, then whatever, that's on them. That makes them a bit of a scummy cunt. But it doesn't matter because the money's going to be got to charity anyway. So if it ends up costing me a little bit more in a charitable donation, should I fail, it's not the end of the world. So that's the goal for the month. I'd really like to win one of them. I've got off to a fantastic start this week. I made 2 final tables. Well, I've made a couple of schoolboy errors so far. I made 2 final tables on Monday, one of which was the £1 rebuy, which isn't even a fucking qualifying tournament. The list I saw, it was a qualifying tournament, but it turns out it's fucking not a qualifying tournament. So I think I only got one cash on Monday that counted for points, which is a bit of a pisser because I wouldn't have played the fucking £1 rebate had I not known it was pointless, if you will. And I played again last night, and we're going to go through some of the hands from last night, and we'll comment on the results as and when they pop up in the video. But it's going okay, and I think there's one cash hand in this video. This series is going to be mostly me just looking at tournament spots that I get in. But if any interesting or fun cash hands come up along the way when I'm just recording the screen, then we'll take a look at them too. And I think there's one in this which is a fun one. So without further ado, let's start the video. Just before we go any further, sorry, towards the end of this video, I fucked up with the recording of all the separate hands, and then there'll be a little bit of me looking like an absolute fucking moron as I scroll through videos. I do apologise for that. I should try and improve on that going forward. It was late last night when I was doing it. I thought, well, let's just do it now while I'm in the moment. And yeah, it's a bit of a fuck up down the line, but nothing that should fucking destroy your viewing pleasure. So this first time we're going to be looking at is up here on this table 1. It's this Queen 9. And most of the hands we're going to look at is going to be like spots that I'm not so sure of. So for example, I mean, we're playing off 16 bigs here. Queen 9 probably should just be a fold, I guess. I don't fucking know. Let's see what I did. I think this should just be a fold. I elect to min raise. Chalky, who'd been 3-betting me a decent amount. I played more with Chalky at cash than I have at tournaments. He's pretty aggro, pretty 3-bet happy, etc. So he just flats. I think I'm probably behind because I've only got Queen 9 offsuit, but he just flats. And then we flop a top pair. And because Chalky is aggro, I elected to go with a check raise. And again, here, I end up just check raising to a shit size. I think we should probably just jam. I guess I was just trying to milk him, but milk him with what? I've got a top pair 9 kicker. Yeah, should probably just jam here. I end up going for this, which I think is pretty shit. He does that. And, you know, like a set of 3, set of 7s, maybe. There's no draws out there. He doesn't have 6-5, 4-6, 4-5, anything like that. You wouldn't imagine. Yeah, it's just bad. And I really would like some comments in the chat on a lot of these hands because, in the conversation with the video on these hands, or in the Sky, well, and especially like some conversation in the Sky Poker thread on any of the hands. If you do want to discuss any of them, could you please tell me what time in the video it comes so I can respond. Sometimes people are like, oh, in this hand you should have done this, but it's they're just picking out a hand from a 40-odd minute video, and I don't know where they are in the videos. So if you do want to talk about a hand, if you could give an approximate time in the video, then I will definitely respond to you, unless you're just saying you shit cunt, in which case, yeah, correct, but there's no real response to that, is there? So yeah, this probably shouldn't open pre, probably should just bet the flop, probably shouldn't check raise to this size. Maybe shouldn't call the jam, run into aces. Well played, Reg. You fucking idiot. Right, so what's this next time we're going to be looking at? It says ace 3 clubs. Well, I'm presuming it's going to be this ace 5. My notes are just clearly fucked up because I'm clearly fucked up. So here this is the first interesting thing that I've started doing, and I don't know if it's interesting or not. And any regulars out there are going to hate me for the next couple of minutes because I want to talk about something else that I'm going to play with this month too. Limping. This isn't a limped pot, but it's part of a strategy that I am going to try out for at least a few days this month, see how it goes. Sky, as we all know, is a pretty recreational friendly site. It's got more than its fair share of recreational players. Things that don't happen much on Sky is sorry, I'm wording this wrong. You get a lot of multi-way pots on Sky. So the min raise of 2.5x, is it that much better than limping. Of course it is. I know all the reasons for raising. I've been around long enough. You get to take down the blinds, build a bigger pot, etc., etc., etc. Fine. Get all that. Don't want that ramming down my throat because I fucking know it all anyway. But what I find that, well, I feel that my edge in poker is very much post flop and not pre flop. On Sky, I have to find myself folding lots of hands in early position because they just get too difficult. You raise, say, for example, you raise a 5-6 suit in early position. You want to play these types of hands against the types of players you find on Sky, types of players who will play quite passively, but end up putting too much money in the pot with second best hands. But a lot of those hands I don't play from early position: pocket deuces, pocket threes, pocket fours, pocket fives, small to medium suited connectors, things like that. I don't play them because too often you will like raise, call, and then some reg somewhere will squeeze it up to whatever 14, 15 bigs, and you just can't play your hand. And so a lot of these hands that I play from early position or want to play from early position, I end up not playing, and I think it's just less fun as much as anything else. Is it going to be more profitable to limp them than fold them? I don't fucking know. But I'm going to find out. So I'm going to be doing some limping from early position with some speculative hands. I'm also going to be throwing some limps in. In fact, I might even limp my entire range from the first two seats. Then we can have like some limp check raises too. Limp raise some stuff, limp call sometimes. I'm going to try and to use an old school phrase and mix it up a little bit. Could be fun, could be a fucking disaster, but who cares? The second thing I'm doing is when I'm playing at soft tables, I'm just going to start 4xing from like the cutoff and the button rather than 3xing. The most of the recreational players in Sky, they're not that into 3-betting light. They just want to see flops in the blinds. They might call 4x, they might call 5x, they might respond the same with their entire range, whether you open for 2x or 6x. So we're just going to start with 4xing, and if that goes well, maybe who knows? Maybe we'll open it up to 5xing, etc. We're just going to really like play a very hyper exploitable, old school, recreational style of poker in soft games. I'm not going to be sitting at tables in cash games this month with like 4 eggs anyway. It's not what I'm going to be doing because I'm going to be playing more tournaments. So I'm going to be able to game select better with my cash tables. And if I only play 2 or 3 tables at a time, I don't care. I'm going to be very, very hard on game selection. And I'm going to be very, very hard on just playing a really old school, amateurish, exploitable style of poker against players I can get away with it against and just see how it goes. So yeah, to cut a long story short, with 5x here, with 4x with an ace-5 of clubs. And we have got a caller, and we get this flop, which theoretically looks pretty nice for us. In practice, if we see bet here, we can get called. When we just got ace high, etc. Didn't know anything about this player. I was happy to check here and either take a free card, which I'm cool with, or if he bets, we just get to raise. I think that's a nice enough line to take with this hand. We don't have to raise, we can just check call as well, I guess. And obviously betting's fine. But I decided that I was happy with my equity and I either want to take a free card, can he let me take one, or I want to check raise him. So that's what we ended up going for. We did check. He bets full pot. I decided that's what I wanted to happen. So we jammed and he called. And he had that. He had the gut shot at the back door flush draw that's no good to him, which was quite delightful. Interesting hand selection to defend with the 4x. And we took the pot down without improving, which was absolutely beautiful. So on to the next one. We should be back to look at a 6-7 suited hand up here, this table. We are. This is another. I think I played this hand badly. Might be a common theme this month, well, the month of July actually. Again, I don't know any of these fucking players. We've got some players tagged green from who knows when. Don't know anything about them. 6-7 suited on the button, starting almost 100 blinds deep. Yeah, let's see a flop. Let's have some fun. And we flop the shit end of an open end straight draw and a backdoor club flush. Draw. This guy leads out pretty big into 4 players. I should have like a massive like neon sign flashing at me now, screaming fold reg, fold reg, fold reg. You know, even if he's got two aces here or two kings, you know, we don't have fold equity. We're not doing that well against that. You know, fine, we've probably got like, I don't know, fucking 35% equity against an overpair here, something like that maybe. I don't know. I haven't done the math, and I don't intend to. We get a call, and yeah, well, you can guess what's coming, can't you? This is bad. I already know this is bad. And I've been trying to take these tournaments really seriously. I want to do well. I don't just want to do this challenge. I fuck around playing like tournaments for hours and hours every night and do badly at it. Fair enough, the money's fucking irrelevant to me. I'm going to be buying in for what fucking 25 quid for the tournament tonight. And if I have like a 30% ROI, it's worth what, that 8 quid a fucking night to me. But if I don't take them seriously and I just fuck around, then it can get pretty expensive pretty fucking quickly. You know, I don't particularly want to like put myself in this £700 hole playing tournaments that I'm not going to take seriously, that I've then got to overcome some other way. So when I'm in them, I'm trying to play them properly. But I think I've been a little bit too punty in some spots. This is certainly one of those spots. We jam. We know we're getting called already. We do get called, and we're up against two pairs, and we don't get there. And it's like a 220 deep stack. It's a nice structured tournament, and basically, I just fucked my entire stack in on level 3, which is not ideal. And hopefully, well, I'm not going to be playing all of these tournaments because also on schoolboy error I made was it's only your best 5 tournaments of the week that count. I wasn't aware of that. I was planning to launch an assault on the league by just playing as much of the structure as I could, as much of the schedule as I could, and just like accumulate tons of points. Turns out it's only your best 5. So I'm going to refine it. I'm going to play all the 550s on the schedule, and then maybe some of the others. But we're not going to be playing like this one anymore, the 50p nightly micro or anything that's £1. We may be playing the £2 500 guaranteed bounty hunter, but we're going to be more selective with our tournaments. So yeah, hopefully. Well, I've lost my fucking train of thought now. Anyway, forget that. Forget that shit. So we're on to the next hand now, which is we're looking for. We're looking for these deuces here. This is the only cash hand of the video. So we complete the deuces in the small blind, and this pot currently has 3 blinds in it. We elect to bet 5 blinds into a 3 blind pot, and we get snap called by this player here. On the turn, we decide to overbet again. He calls again, and then we river a full house. I just decide to bet some random overbet amount again. And he does that. And all of a sudden I'm like, woo, what's going on here? You know, could we be fucked here? Because surely he's not like doing this with a flush draw. We've overbet 3 times and we've got £10 behind. So this fellow probably isn't bluffing. So what value do we beat? You know, he's probably not doing it with Queen X. So King X. What King X floats a flop? King Queen would be a good example of something that floats a flop. Obviously, you can just have random floats with King Jack. It's King, I guess, if he's just having fun and wanting to see cards. Obviously, we're never folding, but I did think there was a reasonable chance we were going to be completely fucked here. Turns out we weren't, because ripping Queen 9 is a thing in that spot. So we've gone overbet flop, overbet turn, overbet river, and we get ripped into by 1 pair. It was nice. It was very pleasant. So anyways, where's the next one coming from? We are looking at this one. This is ace up here. I'm not sure if there's going to be too much. This might just be a fun one rather than something to talk about strategically. So we're going to 3-bet the aces. I have no idea what fucking size to use in these spots. We were playing 70 odd big blinds deep, I guess. I don't fucking know what the correct size is. I mean, what have we made this? 7 blinds? Seems reasonable. Don't know though. fuck do I know? The fuck do I know what I'm doing in these fucking stack depths? Anyway, we've locked top set because we're lucky bastards. This gentleman then decides to lead out. I decide to make a small raise. He calls, and then he just rips the turn, which I was highly delighted with. And that's how you start getting stacks in tournaments, I guess. This gentleman had no reason to call the re-raise. He had no reason to bet call the flop. I get why he's donked the turn, why he's donked jammed the turn. He's picked up a good shot. Yeah. But it's 50 pence Microstakes tournament. We're not expecting to run into anyone thinking too deeply about the game, I guess, are we? So next hand, where we're going to be at? This ace 10 suited. I mean, this feels like a trivial call to me. But it's not a bounty hunter. And it is for 2/3 of our stack. I'm guessing it's just a fucking trivial call. Probably not too much to think about here. But I remember thinking at the time, I'm not sure where we were in the tournament. I should probably start having the game info tabs up so I can remember. I'm not sure if we cashed or not yet. Not that cashing matters in terms of like the 50 pence tournament to me, but it does matter for Micro Masters League points or Masters Micro League points, whatever the fuck it's called. So I guess it's a trivial call. Maybe this one shouldn't have been marked up. Anyways, he had 2 9s and we didn't win. And I was sad because I'm down to 5 bigs. And then the very next hand, he limps. I mean, I guess this is just a jam for 5 big blinds. And we are fucked. And we get there. Woohoo, go us. Now onto this hand, this one that just pops up. It's a £2.20 deep stack. We are 250 big blinds deep at the start of the hand. And someone has decided to raise to, what's that, 37x? Is it something like that? I don't fucking know. It's a lot anyway. From the small blind over like multiple limpers. And cash game, would I want to get 250 bigs in? Pre-prop with pocket queens? Probably not. Would I want to get it in against someone who's opening to 37 bigs? Probably going to be more likely to want to do that. But what type of hand opens to 37 bigs? Scared ones, I guess. Ace king, maybe. Pocket jacks, maybe just someone with aces who's like doing something fucking weird. I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue. And as I said earlier, I'm wanting to try and take these tournaments seriously. Getting 250 bigs in at the start of a tournament. If, for example, this was a higher buying tournament, one I was more invested in financially. Say, for example, this was the SPT, and I'd paid £220 to get into the tournament, and we were 250 big blinds deep, and someone did this. I don't know what I'd do with queens. When you're asking me to put £2.20 in, I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, we're just going to roll it. But with pocket queens here in a £220 tournament, what would you do? Obviously, anyone watching this video paying a £2 tournament is going to go all in here. And that's what I'm going to do, without question. But just say this stakes were 100 times higher. And that £200 buy-in was like 15 times your average buy-in. So it's like it's a special event to you. It's a once in a quarterly type event that you're playing. So to Sky players, if this wasn't the £2.20 deep stack on a Tuesday night, and this was the quarterly online Sky SPT, and you'd paid £220 of your own money, and you're 250 big blinds deep, what are you doing with this spot here? Because I'm not sure. I mean, in this, it's easy. It's a no-brainer, and let's not pretend otherwise. But in a £220 tournament, where you're not going to re-enter, I wouldn't. I'd only play it once. I certainly wouldn't re-enter if I lost. In level 1 of the SPT, would you be happy piling 250 bigs in pre-flop with Queen? That is a question I would like the answer to. And answer honestly. I'll be honest with you, I'd fold here in an SPT. Even if it's incorrect, I would just fold because I wouldn't want an event I've been looking forward to on level 1 going tits up because someone either just coolers me with aces or kings, or wins some random flip or whatever. So I would fall if this wasn't a £2.20. I mean, if it was a mega stack, I'd probably just get it in for 22 quid. The main event, I'd probably get it in for 33, 55, not sure, 220. I'm folding it. Even though it's the same situation, different amounts of money, I would make different decisions. What a fish. Anyway, we did pile it in. Don't worry, you're going to see the hand in a minute. There you go. It's all clear. He had ace king and we did a hold. And go us. Aren't we fucking wonderful? Right, so where are we looking at next? This queen, I guess. Oh no, we're looking at pocket 8 somewhere. This might be where I start getting a bit shit with the video. I don't fucking know. Yeah, we'll look at this pocket 8s. Again, this is just a lack of knowledge from me in a tournament situation spot. We're starting this hand 27 big blinds deep. This guy had been limping. He'd been min raising. This is like the top of his range in terms of bet sizes. I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue. It's not a bounty hunter. Even if it was, it wouldn't matter. We don't cover, but would it matter? Are we more likely to get looked up if it's a bounty hunter? Probably. So therefore, should we jam different ranges in bounty hunters a little wider for value when we are covered to try and get called by more hands that we can double through? I don't fucking know. I haven't got a clue. So in a freeze out, if we cover some, so these are questions. Hopefully somebody will answer. In a freeze out, is this a 3-bet shove? If it's a 3-bet shove in a freeze out, then I'm guessing it must be in a bounty hunter. But I guess my question is, when we have kind of marginal value hands in bounty hunters, how much more likely are we to be called in a bounty hunter than we are a freeze out? And should we jam slightly wider for value in bounty hunters if we are covered, in the presumption that we're going to get called wider because of the bounty factor? Or because we're going to get called wider, should we jam slightly tighter? I don't fucking know. So there's some questions for anyone out there who might want to take the time to answer them, either beneath the video or hopefully in the Sky Poker thread. But anyway, is this a jam here? Well, this one is a bounty hunter actually, so I'm talking total bollocks. So yeah, is this a jam? Should we just be jamming here? And because we have a bounty, should we expect him to call a little bit wider than perhaps he might? Still going to be 27 bigs. It's a pretty big jam. Felt like it was too big to jam to me, but his raise was too big to call. I just didn't know what to do. I ended up folding because I just did not know what to do. So when I don't know what to do, I typically fold. Perhaps I should start taking the viewing tournaments when I don't know what to do, be aggressive. Perhaps that might work better. Who knows? Okay, we're looking for a jack, queen off next somewhere. Here we go. Right, we've min raised this from early position off similar stack to before, like 20 something bigs. I think that's fine. If it's not, someone please tell me. And I didn't like this one. So we got like an SPR of 3-ish. We flopped a second pair. Should we just be bet folding here? Should we be bet calling? Should we check calling? Don't think anyone's going to be check folding. I just don't fucking know. I'm not good at these stack depths. In a cash game, it's just a check call all day. No problem. Just check call against some weak players. Maybe it's a value bet. But you can reload in cash games. You can't reload in tournaments. So I find them a lot tougher post flop. He pots it. And I think I played this one pretty shit, pretty weak. We call. And then we sadly face a turn jam. And I just don't fucking know. I haven't got a clue. This is what it's 10 blinds. It's just a 10 blind shove. You know, it's a bounty hunter. Should I be calling? I don't fucking know. I genuinely don't know again. I mean, flop. Should we just be at like SPR of 3, just in a bounty hunter, just going with it when we flop second pair? Is my line correct? But should we now call because, you know, bounty, we're getting reasonable pods. He could have some draws. I mean, we blocked the queen 10 and the ace queen, which some of his some of the draws he maybe has, although I think ace queen almost certainly rips it pre over our min raise. I don't know. Should this be a call? Should this be a fold? Again, I haven't got a fucking clue. I went down the chip preservation route and wimped out and folded and didn't have a clue whether. Right, should it be an open pre? Should it be a C bet? Should it be a check fold on the turn as played? Should it be a bet check call? They're all the questions for that hand, none of which I know the fucking answer to. So which hand are we looking at next? This could be where it starts to go a little bit tits up for the moment. It shouldn't take too long. I'm looking for a pocket aces on tables. No, we're not. Are we? I don't even fucking know anymore. What am I looking for? All right, we're looking for a hand where. Yeah, this is it. So, anyways, yes, sorry for the waffling. In this nightly micro, there was plenty of hands I wouldn't have minded looking at, but it would have taken a fucking day in itself because we ended up getting heads up in the tournament. I think if we go back a little bit, it should. Yeah, at one point we were three-handed and we were down to 5 big blinds. So I wasn't holding up much hope of winning. But not too long later, we ended up with the chip lead heads up, and this is just showing the final hand of the tournament. It's nothing especially exciting. Well, I suppose it is in a way. We min raise and he clicks it back. I mean, this should just be a rip, but because I'm such a fucking nit, I mean, this. Oh, come on, Reggie. Just an all in, isn't it? It's just an all in. I guess I thought when I was playing this hand, I was like, right, this guy's probably strong. He's min 3-bet pre against the strongest parts of his range with a coin flip at best, could be fucked. And I felt I had a pretty big post-up edge on him, but how much post-up edge do you have this deep? I don't fucking know, but I remember thinking I don't want to get this in, which is probably weak as piss. Anyway, we flopped top pair, and we just slow play, and now we jam. And I should have been delighted to get it in pre-flop. I didn't expect to see this hand from him. Maybe he might jam, he just folds it pre. I don't fucking know. But anyway, we did this. We did a win. We came first and we won £14.25. Now, obviously, the money, whatever, it's 14 quid. Who gives a shit? But we got a little bit. We played the 55 pence nightly micro, which I've been warned about would make me tear my hair out. Man, I was warned all these tournaments would make me tear my hair out. I've actually fucking enjoyed playing them. Genuinely enjoyed playing them. Because I like playing against poker players who I think are better than. I don't like playing against poker players who I think might be as good or better than me. So, I mean, I've been enjoying them. Of course, the money's irrelevant. And I've been playing too many of them. And it's kind of the point of me doing this was to encourage me to play longer cash game sessions. And the last 2 nights have been mostly tournaments because I haven't had enough space for the cash games because I was going for the volume approach. Now I know the volume approach isn't going to work. I can be more selective with tournaments. Hopefully, I'll actually get some fucking cash games played too, which is kind of one of the reasons why I was wanting to do this, just play more hours of poker. So anyway, we got the W. We got some beautiful, apparently that's worth 36 points in the league. Anya was telling me, Anya, which is called, lovely lady in the Sky Poker forums. She wasn't too pleased with me last week when I made a comment about the size of, or potentially the size of Nagamunchetti's fanny. But never mind. I think we're through that now. I think we're over it. I think we're good again. She's been very supportive this week. So, yeah, 36 points. Happy days. And we got the win. And it doesn't matter what size the tournament is. If it's a free roll, it's just nice to get a win, isn't it? 85 motherfuckers started this tournament, and only one was left at the end, and that was me. Reggie time. We fucking did it. And I was pretty damn pleased about the situation. So now we're looking for this ace-8 suited. This is a £2.20 bounty hunter, and this guy's limped off less than 10 big blinds. I think I should just rip this. Here's my thoughts on this hand. And again, please, MTT players, correct me. I was happy to raise, get it in against him and him. I was intending to raise fold against him and him. I didn't want to just jam. I mean, we should just be jamming to cover him, I guess. Jamming to try and like isolate this guy, get his bounty, etc. But I didn't want to jam, have this guy wake up with something, and then bang, we just busted the tournament. We're 10 to 17, so we're getting quite deep. I think we've already cashed this, I think, so we've got some points for the league. But we're 10 to 17. I'm not wanting to just blow a promising situation. And I didn't want to jam here, have him wake up with something or him, and just be fucking crippled. So I did this, and it might be bad. I just like went for a less than 3x ISO raise sizing with a plan call, fold, fold, call. That was what I was hoping, you know. I mean, I'm happy just to take it down, but if he goes all in, I'm calling. If he goes all in, I'm folding. If he goes all in, I'm folding. When he goes all in, I'm calling. That was the plan. But I'm not sure. Should we just be ripping here? And if he wakes up with something or he does, then fuck our lives. I don't know. Is this just a rip over his limp? Answers on a postcard or beneath the video, please. And please don't forget to say what time of the video the hand you're referring to is so I can check it out. Thank you. Anyway, we got it in terrible shape and we got there. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just fucking nice? Next time we're looking for is pocket aces. In a £2 deep stack. That's not going to show. I remember that doesn't show up. I don't know why. Me not taking's fucking bobbins. So anyways, let's move this on. So these are all the stack depths here. We're playing 800, 1600. Someone has open limped off, whatever that is, 15 bigs. Someone's over limped off 23 bigs, and this other guy's limped. What size to make it here? With pocket jacks, out of position, multi-way. Do we just make it like 5x? I think my fear with making it 5x is people will call. I'll see an overcard. I won't know what to do. Do we just open rip? Like no one's got much more than 20 big blinds. But are we missing value if we just open rip here and pick up just like three blinds? Are we missing too much value there? Are we like? Is it a bit too like what you're scared of, Reg? I don't know. I don't know what to do. It felt to me like I had a good but vulnerable hand, and maybe some of these guys would just limp call it off with worse pairs, ace high, etc. I elected to go with the rip it. No one called. We won the pot. But yeah, that spot there. Do we have a raise size that's non all in? I guess that's what I'm asking. And if so, what raise size do we use? Next hand, this is where it might go a bit tits up for a moment. Oh no, it won't. I'll go tits up in a minute. So this was right on the final table bubble. This was a money bubble, the points bubble, the everything bubble, and we're on a very short stack because I lost a very straightforward hand just earlier. This is the interesting one. This is that we're 41 of 43 in the mini gold rush, which is like the main event of the MML evening. So we're going to be able to get in the cash, 40, I think 40 were paid. We've got enough blinds where, we can have the orbit. We've got 4 orbits before we blind out. And it's a turbo tournament and it's not going to take 4 orbits for 3 more players to bust. So we could just do a Juicenberg here and morning them in cash. But it's pocket queens. So this is more like, again, I'm not bothered. It's a £5.50 bounty hunter. I'm not that asked about getting the min cash or locking up like whatever the min cash should be, £6, £7 or whatever. I am asked about playing correctly. So is this a shove on the bubble when you are this short? I know my man Juicenberg, he gets fucking flamed for making some exceptionally tight bubble folds. I mean, he laughably folded king once. On a bubble, for example. It's a bit of a meme on a Monday night or whenever night he streams. But, he does more in a lot of min cashes. He's very good at negotiating bubbles with short stacks. Well, I don't know if he's very good at doing it, but he does it with a decent frequency. Maybe he shouldn't be so fucking short stacked in the first place. I don't fucking know. But, is this just a shove? Or is it a mistake? Because it's just locking up the min cash here I mean, it's just like protecting your ROI. In terms of like Masters League points, probably worth a few points to me. You know, in a situation where you're so low in the tournament, does the value of doubling up here and still probably only being like, I don't know, 30th of 43, does the chip increase we gain here when we double, is that valuable enough to be a severe risk of not cashing this tournament? Because this guy's got a lot of chips who's opened. He's not folding. We barely make a dent in his fucking stack. So we have, assuming we have zero fold equity, maybe we don't. Maybe we do have some, but I doubt it. I mean, is this just a fold and just knit your way into the money, or is it a jam? I mean, I couldn't bring myself to fold. I went with a jam, and we did not do a hold. Sadly, he rivered us. He turned the world, and then he rivered us. And I was a little bit annoyed because we're so close to the money. I've been playing this tournament for 2 and a bit hours. We're probably 2 minutes off the money, and I decided just to fuck the tournament. And at the same time, we're down here, and we had like a double bust, which I'm sure many of you guys will have had a million times, tournament players. But we had like almost cashed here, almost cashed here, and it's just two potential cashes I could have had, which may or may not. Small min cashes probably aren't going to win you the MML. But small min cashes could turn into deep runs, I guess, sometimes. So double bubbling right at the same time. I'm not going to pretend it really hurt me because it didn't, but it was irritating. Right, now this is where I need to do some skipping because the video gets a bit fucked up for a bit. There we get all this. Right, here we go. Then we have this and this and this and this and this and this, and then I forgot to stop recording. This is the first time we wanted to look at. So this is in a £2.20 bounty hunter. We're very deep, 2 of 7. And I had both of these players well covered. Perhaps if we can go back a little bit so we can see the stacks at the start of the hand. Oh, spoiler alert. Is it? Oh, I'm still fucking it up. Yeah, so you can see, I had these players well covered. So yeah, we're very deep. We're 2 of 7, and I've been doing okay at this table, just like chipping up. I think when we got to like hand for hand, I'd gone from, I don't know, 60 odd thousand chips through to 96,000. They were just like letting me run them over. So I'm doing a lot of opening, but stacks are getting very shallow now. I had to go. I mean, this guy's only got 8 bigs. This guy has got whatever 12 bigs, something like 13 bigs. Right. Anyway, we'll play the hand through. So I think the min race is probably fine, but neither of these guys have been playing back at all. Final table bubble, and as you can see, I snap called here, and I'm not sure I'm happy with it. I didn't even give it much thought. Is that a loose snap call? Yeah, fine. He's got queens, great. I know that, but we min open, he jams. Is King Deuce a snap call? When we have to assume that, given how they've been playing, just like letting me run them over. I don't know. I mean, we lost a pot, and it's not. I don't really care that we lost this pot, but it's what it led to afterwards. Is that I've gone from having like a dominant chip stack to kind of not knowing what to do now against these two. This guy started getting a little bit more active once he had chips, and it felt to me like a pretty good situation. I mean, it's annoying that this thing's here, that there's like some like control panel thing that I can't move on my recording software because I'd like to look through. But basically, we ended up just kind of like the final table bubble took forever. Ended up like going a bit card dead for a while, and I was just happy, just dominating, just raise, take it down, raise, take it down, raise, take it down. Should we just have folded this hand and then just continue with our raise, take it down strategy? Because these guys weren't making life difficult for myself. When I feel my raise calling this off, I took myself from a situation that was very promising to just spunking off, like a quarter of my stack. And yeah, I mean, that's a raise from the button. I think it has to be. I'm comfortable. That's it. If it's not a raise, please let me know. I think that's a raise. But when a player who just let you push him around to fuck jams, can we just be making tight folds there? Or it's a bounty hunter. No one's deep stacked. Is it just fine, Reg? You've opened it now. Now you have to call it off. Don't know. So this is the second to last hand of the video. I just opened Rip Queens on a final table. Not sure why we're looking at this one. Yes, because we've got a nice fun double up. Although kind of irrelevant. Not sure. A bit of a waste of time. Yeah, this is where the video is going to be a little bit fucked because I'm skipping through trying to find the exit hand. So this is my exit hand. Oh, no, it's not my exit hand, sorry. Yeah, this is a question I've got. It gets a bit boring after this. We are 20 blinds deep. We are, I think, second in chips. Yeah. So we're second in chips. We've got this guy who, similar, this guy who covers. This isn't an especially tough table. Maybe as you'd expect in a £2.20 bounty hunter. I just end up jamming this. And I don't know if that's correct. The table was pretty soft. There was not a lot of activity. There was no like 3-betting that I could tell. There was like people just like doing a lot of folding, as you find at most final tables. Lots of like loose passive players get to the final table, then they freeze a little bit and play too tight. I'm not sure if we should just like min open this, fold it to a shove, just open shove it. I don't know. These stack depths are fucking rubbish. It felt like a spot where I should just fucking jam, pick up the blinds, or maybe win a flip or something. But at a really soft final table where there isn't an awful lot of people playing back at you, is this? Can we raise fold this hand? Probably not against him, because he's got like 10 big blinds. But against these two, who can like leave us basically fucked in the tournament. So can we like raise here, fold to him, side call against him? Do we just open rip it? I guess they're the two questions I've got. I did go with the open rip. This guy slow rolled me. Now I thought, because in the Sky Poker thread, I actually actively asked for people to slow roll me, because trust me, I'm going to be slow rolling people during this run because it's good fun. I did it on Monday night and I fucking loved it. So I thought this guy's always in the thread. He slow rolled me, and I didn't care. It's a bit annoying that I cared that would crush you in the spot, but I don't care that I've been slow rolled because I do it to people and I expect to have it done back to me. But I did thank you for the slow roll, and he then said he wasn't meant as a slow roll. So he wasn't meant as a slow roll. I'm not sure why it took him so long to call. Maybe he's waiting for a better spot. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't really care. And yeah, I think I don't even know if we get our exit hand in or not. I don't fucking know. Yeah, this is the last hand. This is the one where we get busted. So spoiler alert, we're going out. We flopped the world. I wanted to go for a check raise. Didn't get a chance. I bet the turn. He calls, and then we get this shit river. And I didn't like the river much anymore, but we've got a pot size bet left. I decided I was to min bet just to try and get a crying call from something. He shoved, we called, and we got cooled. And that's it. That's the end of my video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's going to be a lot. This is kind of going to be the format. Hopefully, I'll get slightly better at kind of bringing interesting hands or what have you. But this is going to be the format. I wanted to do the video today because the challenge doesn't officially start until tomorrow. As from tomorrow, I've got to play 21 days worth of at least 4 tournaments per day. Sorry, I've got to play 22 days. I've got to play more than 21. So I've got to play 22 days out of 31, playing at least 4 MML qualifying tournaments a day. I think I'm a certainty. There's no way I'll fail on this. And then we're going to raise some money for charity. Please do get involved. If you haven't got involved yet, It is for charity. You're not betting against me. You know, I'm going to complete this challenge, and you're going to donate £10 to charity, and I'm going to hopefully be active on the Sky Poker forums, which is what TK wanted us to try and help him achieve. And yeah, there's a lot of good reasons for just getting involved and saying, fuck it, Reg, I'm going to bet against you. You probably will lose your £10, but it's going to a good cause. So yeah, get involved in the forum. I'll put a link to the Sky Poker forum beneath this video for those of you who aren't aware it even exists. And yeah, please visit the thread, comment, you know, get involved, bet against me, give some money to charity. It's all pretty fucking cool. And I'm really looking forward to the month. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Oh, one last thing. So far, I withdrew my bankroll back to £800 for this because I was planning at one point to just play 20 cash games, but I've already decided to scotch that idea. And we're going to be playing 20 and 30 so 800 quid's probably not quite enough, but it's going to be fine. It's more than enough for the tournaments that I want to play. And so we can just like see how much money we make by the end of the month. I know I could track that on Sky too, but whatever. Anyway, we're £69 up for the month so far. Oh, sorry, for the challenge so far, which is a pretty good start to it. Hopefully, I'd like to double my £800. I'd like to get it up to 1,600 by the end of July. That means I'll be donating an extra £80 to Ed UK. And yeah, please do join me on the challenge. I like to see these videos do well. I like to see them to get plenty of likes, some new subscribers, lots of comments. And I like the forum thread to do well too because TK does a lot to try and drive engagement on the Sky Poker forums. I think his hands are tied behind his back by his employers a fair amount in terms of what he can do to try and encourage people to come and play on Sky, but because Sky, they wouldn't be the most generous in they won't be the most generous company to their players. But yeah, please do get involved. Come along in any way you can. Salt at the table, needle me at the tables. If you're at the table with me, slow roll me, call me a prick, get involved in the banter. Yeah, let's just have some fun. It's going to be a fun month. July, not the best of month for poker, so it seems like a good time to do it. And yeah, come along and join me at the tables. Come along and join me at the forums. Come along and join me in the comments beneath the video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't know when the next one of these is going to be, either Thursday or Friday. Going to try and do 3 a week. There'll be no weekend videos. I don't do weekend videos. But I'm going to try and do like maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a Monday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to try and do 3 videos a week anyway. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic July, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.